Hey everyone, welcome back. Ready for another deep dive?
Always.
Awesome. So today we're heading straight into the heart of Nollywood. We've got three recent Nigerian films that have been generating quite a bit of buzz. And they're pretty diverse too. We've got Lisabi, The Uprising, Tokunbo, and Hijack 93.
Yeah, a real mix there. Historical, epic, thriller.
Yeah.
Sounds like quite a lineup.
Oh, it is. And the thing is, they're not just different in terms of genre. You know, the way they tell their stories, the themes they explore, the reactions they've gotten. It's pretty fascinating.
Definitely gives us a good snapshot of what's happening in Nollywood right now.
Absolutely. And I think it's a good place to start our deep dive, don't you think?
For sure.
Okay, so first up, we've got Lisabi, The Uprising. Now, this one's it's a hit on Netflix Nigeria, based on a legendary figure, Lisabi Agbonbo Akala, who led a resistance against oppression. Really powerful stuff. But, you know, it's not just the story itself that's getting attention.
Right. Ibrahim Jashada's performance as the antagonist, Songade, critics are raving about it. Pure intensity, one review said.
Yeah, and it's not like over-the-top acting, you know. It's more about subtle expressions, the way he delivers his lines.
Yeah.
Kind of creates this, like, chilling menace.
Yeah, it's a performance that stays with you.
Definitely. But on the other hand, the film has gotten some criticism for its special effects.
Yeah.
Especially in some of the key scenes.
Right, and you have to wonder, with a historical epic like this, is there even more pressure to get those effects right? I mean, you're trying to bring history to life, create spectacle. It's a tough balance.
It is. And then you've got budget constraints and all of that. So, yeah, it's a challenge for sure.
Absolutely.
Okay, so moving on to Tokunbo. This one's a thriller, and oh boy, has it sparked some debate. Some reviewers found it gripping and really socially relevant, while others, well, let's just say they weren't as impressed.
It's an interesting one, Tokunbo. It deals with some pretty complex themes, you know. The cycle of violence, the possibility of redemption. But that seems to be what's divided viewers. Maybe it depends on what you're looking for in a thriller, right?
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Do you want those twists and turns, that psychological depth? Or are you more drawn to a constant sense of unease? What makes a thriller truly captivating, right?
Right. What hooks us in? What keeps us on the edge of our seats?
Exactly. And speaking of captivating stories, Hijack 93 is based on a real event, the hijacking of a Nigerian Airways flight back in 1993. Director Robert O. Peters has gotten a lot of praise for how he balances the tension of that situation with strong character development.
Yeah, it's a good reminder that behind these historical events, there are real people with real stories.
Totally. And while some critics felt the suspense could have been a bit tighter, there's a general agreement that Hijack 93 offers a pretty compelling look at this significant moment in Nigerian history.
Definitely. And it raises an interesting question, doesn't it?
Oh, for sure.
Does knowing that a film is based on a true story change how we watch it? Do we scrutinize it more? Or does it resonate more deeply?
It probably adds a certain weight to it, right? Knowing that these events actually happened.
I think so. A layer of gravity, maybe even responsibility.
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
So there we have it. Three very different films, each generating its own conversation.
And that speaks volumes about Nollywood itself, doesn't it?
Oh yeah, the range of stories being told, the different approaches. It's pretty exciting.
It is, and it leaves us with a lot to think about. Like, do films based on historical events have a greater responsibility to be factually accurate, even if it means, you know, sacrificing some of that dramatic flair?
Mm-hmm.
Or how much do critical reviews actually influence your own movie choices? Do you find yourself drawn to films that spark debate? I mean, those are just a couple of things to consider. But one thing's for sure, there's a whole world of captivating stories waiting to be discovered in Nollywood.
Definitely worth exploring.